Hello friends, this is Sahir from Easy Peasy, and the topic that we are going to discuss today is called as Cahill Cycle. Cahill Cycle, or it is also called as Glucose-Alanine Cycle, is basically a cycle in which alanine turns itself into glucose, and then glucose turns itself back into alanine. Now, alanine is an amino acid. And if we look at the structure of amino acid, all amino acids are made up of 4 different things. One is the alpha carbon, one is the amino group, one is the carboxylic group, and one is the R group. R group basically changes one amino acid from another by changing the structure formula on this site. Now from this amino acid, if we remove the amino group from this compound like this, then the amino group will become ammonia and the rest of the compound will be called as alpha keto acids. And the most common alpha keto acid that is present in our body is alpha ketoglutarate, which is the alpha keto acids of glutamate, that is another amino acid. Now if we look at this structure, the alanine amino group is basically shifting to alpha ketoglutarate, making it glutamate here. And similarly, another amino acid, that is the aspartate, is also going to remove its amino group and giving this amino group to alpha ketoglutarate, making it glutamate, and change aspartate into oxaloacetate. Now in this reaction, alanine and aspartate, as they give away their amino group, will be called as amino donors. And alpha ketoglutarate accepted that amino group and make it glutamate, so this glutamate will be called as amino acceptor. Now in this reaction, one amino acid is giving the amino group to another alpha keto acid. This type of reaction in which amino group shifts from one amino acid and make another amino acid, this type of process is called as transamination. There is another type of reaction that is called as deamination. Now what happened there is that the amino acid, just like here we have glutamate, is going to release its amino group. But this amino group is not going to another alpha keto acid, rather it is giving away in the form of ammonia and converting this glutamate into alpha ketoglutarate. This type of reaction in which one amino acid is going to release its amino group in the form of ammonia is called as deamination. Okay, now almost all amino acids turn itself into 3 major amino acids. So all the amino acids that are present in our body are here, and they use these alpha keto acids and convert themselves into basically alanine, aspartate, and glutamate. Later on, this alanine and aspartate give their amino group to alpha ketoglutarate and convert themselves into glutamate. This glutamate then releases its amino group in the form of ammonia, and this ammonia will turn itself into urea. This process is deamination. Now, in Cahill cycle, let's see that how it's going to start. So it will start from muscles. Inside the muscles, we have glucose in order to perform some movement. Then this glucose converts itself into pyruvate. This process of converting glucose into 2-pyruvate will be called as glycolysis. Now in this reaction, glucose usually generates 2 ADP molecule in order to convert into 2-pyruvate. Now in the stance of starvation, when our body is going to use the proteins in order to generate that glucose, the muscle proteins will go in the process of proteolysis, in which the protein will convert itself into amino acids. This amino acid will release amino group. This amino group will be taken up by this pyruvate and convert itself into alanine. So in this case, the most common amino acid that is going to release this amino group is the glutamate. And glutamate will convert itself into alpha ketoglutarate. by using an enzyme called as alanine aminotransferase. Now this alanine will go inside the blood and then it will go inside our liver cells, that is the hepatocytes. Inside the liver cell, this alanine would convert itself back into pyruvate. Now in this reaction, the alanine will release its amino group, and this amino group will be taken up by alpha-ketoglutarate, converting itself back into glutamate, and the enzyme it's going to use is called as alanine aminotransferase. Now, this pyruvate can convert itself back into glucose by the process of gluconeogenesis. This process is endergonic, so it will take 6 ATP molecule. And then this glucose from our blood will go back into our muscle cells in order to produce energy. This cycle is called as Cahill cycle. Now this glutamate, as we discussed before, can go in the process of deamination. So it will release its amino group in the form of ammonia. This ammonia will convert itself into urea inside the kidneys by the process called as urea cycle. This process is also endergonic because it's going to use 4 ATP molecules in it. So by this process, these muscle proteins will degrade themselves and show us the sign of starvation. That's it for now. Thank you very much for watching this video. As a part of our Easy Peasy Expert membership, you will get access to the notes on this topic and practice quizzes. Take very good care of you. Bye for now.